Good morning. Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to week 2 of technology class. So last week, I asked everybody to create your own Google account. So you should have followed the steps in the video. If you needed to pause the video at any time, that's why I'm doing the videos, because I understand and I know that sometimes when I show you something one time, how to do it on the computer, you still need to see it a second time, a third time, a fourth time. So these videos are helpful because you can watch it the first time and then you can go and begin what you're doing. And if you're stuck on something, you can always go back and rewatch the video and pause it and copy whatever is on the screen to help you. So hopefully you were able to get through the steps to create your Google account and that your parent was able to help you with that. I did receive a bunch of emails from you guys, so thank you so much for sending in the emails. Great job. There's still a bunch of kids who need to create an email, so please do that because during our lesson today, we will be using our Google accounts. So you will need to have access to the account to be able to do the project that we're working on this week. So this week, we're starting with just very basic how to use Google Docs. And it's a fun activity. So if any of you guys enjoy reading Shel Silverstein, he's a famous poet. We will be typing up one of the poems and learning how to do some formatting in Google Docs. So this is really helpful because you're going to have to be doing a lot of typing as you get older, typing up research papers, book reports, all sorts of things that your teachers, especially as you get into middle school and high school. And so just having a proficiency, a certain level of proficiency in knowing how to format things to make them look professional is definitely a very helpful skill to have. And so my hope is that you guys will be learning those skills this year as we go through all of these different lessons. And by the time you start middle school, it'll just be like a second nature to you. You won't have to waste time being like, how the heck do I make this double spaced? How do I change the font size? How do I make it centered? And you'll already know how to do that. Okay? All right. So if you go into the fifth grade weekly to do, you will see technology class week 2 using Google Docs. So it's asking you to sign into your Google account and then click the Google Drive and open a new Google Docs file. So I'm inside of the school one that I created. So remember, to get to the drive, you click on the little dots, click on the drive, it opens up, and then you go to New, Google Docs, and then blank document. And then it will open up a blank document for you. Okay, so you should have that be up to this point now. So you're opening up your blank document. The next thing, oops, where am I? We are doing is we're gonna have to download this file because this is our step-by-step. So this is a PDF file and we will be focusing on text alignment and line spacing, okay? So if you follow along with the steps, it says create a new Google Docs document. Rename the new document Shel Silverstein Poems. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to rename it Shel Silverstein Poems. And then I will go back and see. So it says, for this lesson, use Arial size 14. So the way that we do that is we check our font here. It's already on Arial because it's checked off. And it wants size 14. So we can change it to size 14. Okay, so now we're set. It says text alignment and line spacing tools are found on the toolbar and in the format menu. For this lesson, you will use the toolbar. On the first line of the document, key the text as shown below. Do not key the gray line label. So you don't need to write line 1. You're just going to type the left align tool aligns the text up with the left side of the document. So you'll be typing what this says, okay? So you'll be typing. So I don't want to do all of these because I think it might take too long and I don't want the video to be too long, but I know that you guys will understand this. So you're going to start just typing the left align tool. So a good idea at this point might be to do something like a split screen. So I can show you how to do that. So if you go here and you open up a new Google, what you can do is you can go into the PCA again, and you can reopen up the file, and then you can kind of minimize it. And then what you can do in your other window is you can have this also minimized. And then what that's going to allow you to do is have two windows with next to each other. And so this is really helpful, especially when you're like working on something like this where you have to go back and forth. It can really be annoying to have to be clicking. What did it say again? Right? That can be really annoying. So I'm going to try to set it up and show you guys an easy way to do this. Okay, so I'm putting them next to each other. So now I can easily see both sides. So now I can copy the left align tool, lines the text up with the left side of the document. Then I'm gonna, now remember, line 1, line 2, they want left, they want this on line 2, so I have to press enter and get that on line 2. Then space, space. Now I'm on the next line. The center align tool lines the text up with the middle of the document. And again, middle of the document is going onto the next line. So I'm just following along, and then it says the right align tool lines the text up with the enter right side of the document. Okay, so now it says, notice that lines 1 and 2 are left aligned. Select lines 3 and 4 and change the alignment to center. So I'm going to highlight these, and now what I want to do is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm using these tools here. So there's left align, there's center align, there's right align, and those are the ones that we're using right now. So center, if I click center, it's bringing it to the center, so the center of the page. So now let me go back and see what the next one says. So it says select lines 5 and 6 and change them to right align. So now I'm selecting 5 and 6 and I'm changing those to right align. So you see, this is on the left side of the page, middle of the page, the center, and this is on the right side. So it's aligned up with the right side, okay? So these are important because, you know, when you're typing something, your teacher might say, you know, I would like this to all be centered. And then you're going to need to know how to do that, okay? So definitely something very important for you guys to know. So now it says, with the cursor blinking at the end of the text, press enter 2 times. Change the text alignment to left align. Okay, so now we're going back to left align. So press our cursor at the end, enter, enter, and then we're going back to left align. And now it's asking us to type right here. So here I am. So now I'm typing the justify tool lines the text up, up with the left and right sides of the document. Both sides of the text block have a straight edge. I'm not going to type this whole thing, but now what it's going to ask you to do is to, if you ever spell something wrong, just go to the word, right click, and it'll tell you the correct spelling. So now I'm going to highlight this because it's asking me to select the text and change the alignment to justify. So I'm going to look for it here. Here it is. So now there's justify. So it's lining the text up on both sides. So that means it kind of stretches it out a bit. Okay. All right. So now we move down. So now it says, with the cursor blinking at the end of the text, press enter 2 times and change the alignment to left align. So now we're going back to left align. So put our cursor, press it once, twice, and then go back to left align. And it's asking you to type in, so it's going to teach you about double space now. So it says the double space tool adds, enter, a full blank line between, enter, the rows of words, period. Okay, and then it says the single space tool adds, enter, because remember, a thin space between, enter, the rows of words. Okay, so now it's going to teach you. If you ever notice anything misspelled, it sometimes corrects it for you and sometimes it doesn't, but you could always just go back and quickly do it. So now let's learn about our spacing. So it says select lines 1 to 3 and change the line spacing to double. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to select here, and then we're going to go up and we're going to look for our line spacing. This is numbered list, bullet list, indent, increase. Let's see if we can find our line spacing here. We might need to add the toolbar for that. So let me find it. Hang on a minute. Okay, so here's our line spacing. It was actually right next to justify. So if you click on it, you'll notice there's something called single. So that means that no space between it. It just goes line, 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 line. Then there, you can do a little bit of a space. You could do a 1.5 space, or you can do a double space. So that's like 2 spaces. So I'm going to click double. So now do you see how it just spaced out the lines? They're not right on top of each other anymore. Now there's just like a blank line space between them, right? So that's called the double space. So now it says select lines 4 to 6 and change them to single space. So we can highlight them and then we can go into our space again and then make it be single. So now you notice they moved closer to each other because they're single spaced, okay? All right, so now it says with the cursor blinking at the end of the text, press enter and you've completed the practice lesson. Woohoo! You guys are like pros at this right now. So let's press enter and now we are going to begin our project. Yay! So it says project title is poems. And it says about the project. In today's project, you're going to use text alignment and line spacing to format poems written by Shel Silverstein. Yay! So to begin the project, navigate the first line on the second page. So we want to get to the second page. So a really important thing is when you're in Google Docs, it shows you the page. So you can tell like there's still a little bit left here. If you keep pressing enter, you will get, now you're on your second page. So you see there's the page break. So now you're on your second page. So we want to begin typing our project on our second page. So you're going to just follow the steps. So it says click insert on the menu bar, hover on break and click page break. So this is just showing you how to get to the next page and put a page break there. So you can go ahead and do that. So let's go in here. I'll show you guys. So you're going to insert, break, and then page break. Okay, so go to insert and then look for break and then page break. So now we know that there's a break there. Okay, just means like knowing that there's another page. All right. So now it says key the text as shown below. So I'm not going to type all of this here because you guys can do that. So you guys are going to type exactly the way this is, type everything. After you type it, then you're going to follow the steps. So you're going to select the poem Early Bird. So that's this first one. Let me read it to you guys. It says early bird. Oh, if you're a bird, be an early bird and catch the worm for your breakfast plate. If you're a bird, be an early bird. But if you're a worm, sleep late. Ha ha. Hopefully you guys are laughing. So what does it want you to do with the early bird? It wants it centered, so make sure you center it. Now, for stone telling, how do we tell if a window is open? Just throw a stone at it. Does it make a noise? It doesn't. Well, it was open. Now let's try another. Crash! It wasn't. Please don't try this at home, okay? So for stone telling, it says write a line. So, and then it wants you to also change it to double space. So you're gonna have to go back and remember how to do that. And then it says about the poet. Shel Silverstein was born on September 25th, 1930 in Chicago, Illinois, and began writing and drawing at a young age. He became a cartoonist, poet, songwriter, and Shel Silverstein's books, which he also illustrated, are beloved by countless adults and children throughout the world. So I'm sure many of you guys have some of his books, and they are pretty amazing, right? So for this part, you're going to justify the text, and you're going to change the line spacing to 1.5, 1.5, okay? So after you are done with that, please review and make sure that you did everything correct, and then you're going to share your project with me, okay? So this is a great just practice project, getting you guys used to typing in Google Docs, formatting, your line spacing, and just your everything that you, just basic things that you really would need to use as you're getting older now, okay? So another thing you might wanna do, just if you're not, hopefully everybody's sending it from their email, but you might just wanna put your name in really quick at the top, just so I know that it's yours, in case your email is not identifying and I don't know it's you. So when you're done with it, you'll click the share button right here, that blue button, and then type in eastpca@gmail.com, and then just press done, and you're done, okay? So how I'll be grading this is I'll be taking a look at the practice part. So I'll be seeing, did you type all this? Or is your alignment correct, your spacing? And then I'll take a look at the second page where you had to type the poems. And if you did everything correct, you get 100, okay? If you're stuck on something and you don't know what to do, let me know. And of course, I'm more than happy to help you, okay? All right, guys, so if you're behind on anything with robotics, you can catch up this week. It was just that review sheet that you were supposed to fill out. And then this is really your first technology project. The last week was just making the Google account, okay? So we're starting pretty slow. I don't want to overwhelm you with things. So hopefully it's not like too much to be doing. I'm sure everybody can spend 20 minutes once a week doing this. It shouldn't really take you longer than 20 minutes to finish this. And I know everybody has 20 minutes to play on their Switch or watch their TV show. So you could totally do this at home, okay, guys? All right, so I will see you guys. Have a good day. Bye.